Welcome back to Absolute Comics, the show that airs every Tuesday right here at the Comicstorian Podcast Network, every Tuesday at about 5 p.m. Eastern. This is the show that is formerly the Weekly Poll, but who cares about that anymore? This is the 10 times better show, the #1 comic book podcast in the entire world, as ranked by me.
Accurate.
Today's sponsor is Absolutely Marvel and DC, our other YouTube channel, where Sal and I discuss movies and comic books on a regular basis with a bunch of our other friends. Check it out, Absolutely Marvel and DC. And it's also brought to you by another YouTube channel, Ben and Friends, where I sit down with my friends and we do stupid stuff in video games. And soon we're going to be having an Oreo eating contest. And it's also brought to you by Mega Man from G Fuel.
Nice. Is that a flavor?
Yeah. I don't know what this one tastes like. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a Blue Bomber shaker with it.
Oh, nice.
And it is the flavor of Blue Bomber slushy.
Cool.
Who knows what that tastes like? Those are our sponsors today. Sal, how have you been?
Good, man. Can't complain. Yeah, it's been going okay. How about you?
I've been good. Have you read any comic books?
Not from this week, no.
I read 2 this morning.
Yeah?
Nightwing was kind of weird and dumb.
I haven't read Nightwing yet. I did read X-Men.
Did you read Batman, Superman, World's Finest?
No, but I love that series.
Okay. I don't want to spoil it then, because it's incredible.
I've seen the picture.
Okay. So there's a fusion dance that happens, and Batman and Superman merge into one being with the power of the Green Lantern's willpower.
Okay. That sounds fun.
The overall rationale is that they cannot beat Green Lantern. They cannot do it. He's got too much power. But Batman Batman deduces that the combined willpower of Superman and Batman are enough to beat Hal Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably true. I'd wager that. Yeah.
But I liked how, and I wanted to bring this up because normally when Superman and Batman are in something, they just win.
Right.
And I really like that they even said in the book that Green Lantern will beat them.
Yeah.
And the excuse that they're using as to why he can beat Superman is he's empowered with magic as well.
Yes, he is. He was imbued with magic. So yeah, that's cool.
I liked it a lot. It was really good. I enjoyed that. Nightwing. I really like Nightwing right now, and you don't need to have read this week to know what's going on. I'm starting to dislike this 20-issue ongoing narrative. That
it really hasn't broken stride. It's the exact same story it was in issue 1.
Blockbuster is fighting against Heart Ripper, Broken Guy, and they're fighting against the police at the same time. And I'm like, this is the same plot we've been doing for 20 issues now. You haven't progressed it. We just keep spinning our wheels on it. When's it going to go somewhere and conclude?
Right. I don't think it's going to until he's done.
You think he's just going to do one giant thing?
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. That'd be kind of ambitious.
Yeah, Tom King did that too. How'd that work out?
Yeah, that did not work out. But he did know those are very distinguished. Those are very separate arc. War Jokes and Riddles is not the same thing as City of Bane.
Right. I still think his best piece in that was the Super Date.
That was great. No doubt about it. I enjoyed that a lot. I did read Spider-Man, the one that comes out tomorrow, and it
Stop getting
concludes the
things
arc
early. I don't get those.
I know. And listen, Marvel doesn't send them to me, but it was good. It's good. It's dark. It's miserable. It's morose, and that's what the run is. It's Zeb Wells. So what else do you want? And X-Men. I read X-Men. It's excellent. No pun intended.
I didn't realize they brought back Red. I saw somebody was reading Red, and I thought it was the old one.
Dude, no. X-Men Red is sick.
Is it? I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should read at least the last issue.
I'm following your X-Men advice. I am not blaming you for Hickman abandoning everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of going in all kinds of stupid directions since then.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Although I hear Wolverine is good.
Wolverine has been good. I've stayed with Wolverine, but I liked Wolverine before all of this.
Well, of course, everyone did. You know, it was regardless of what direction X-Men was going in, at least Wolverine was cool.
Because he doesn't do I love the argument of my brother was arguing with me. He's like, you read X-Men, you're a kid. And I was like, no, I never read X-Men. And I was thinking back to the books. I'm like, I read Wolverine.
Yes.
But like
And
people
I followed
attribute
him
him as being,
sometimes.
yeah, like sometimes he's with the X-Men, but Wolverine, I've never considered an Avenger or an X-Men because he's on those teams in an event.
Yeah.
And he'll do the event and be like, all right, bub, I'm going to the bayou to fight this crazy doctor who's sewing people together. I'll be back.
Yeah. Wolverine always had his own adventures that were so not connected to the X-Men.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, but I like that. Like, that's good because it means that when you're picking up a Wolverine book, you're not getting like X-Men with only one character.
Yeah.
Like, that would be kind of boring. Or maybe it wouldn't because it's Wolverine. I don't know. But
So you mean basically, not like the Titans TV show where it's the Titans, but it's really just Nightwing.
It's really just Nightwing show. Yeah. I haven't watched a single episode of that show ever since the first episode.
It's not bad. I actually like it. But anyway, that's a different discussion for Absolutely Marvel and DC, our channel.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the topic since there's not too many comic books for you to talk about this week.
No, not
First
really.
up, we have an article that I didn't want to read, but Dan said I had to because he wrote a funny joke in here. Okay. So the audience will be the judge if this is funny or not. All right.
Okay.
Kraven the Hunter star Aaron Taylor Johnson says that the spin-off movie was filmed entirely on location and the character will not be the same as the comic book counterpart. Instead, he was quoted as saying, he's just a hunter, a human with conviction, an animal lover and protector of the natural world. Hopefully, this will lead to a solid movie, as I'm not really craving another Morbin time situation, considering the movie will be shared in the Sonyverse of Morbius, Venom, and the already announced Madam Web movie. Really? Kraven another Morbin time?
That's pretty good.
I don't care about Kraven the Hunter as a movie.
Not a little bit. Not even a little bit. And every time I always say, like, man, I don't care about a spin-off movie starring Scorpion or Madam Web or Kraven the, whatever they say, they're like, when Sony threatens to make one of these movies, I go,
threatens. You act like they got you at gunpoint. We're making Morbin time.
They made Morbius and they lost all this money, and then all they did was kick the can down the road and establish themselves. Like, okay, so we don't care about these movies, and we're just trying to exploit IPs and make money off of them, and that's it. And then end of story. Not tell good stories and not like put Spider-Man in a good place.
I have not seen Morbius yet, but I am going to state, of looking at the reviews and talking to people who have seen Morbius. Yeah. It looks like it was Sony meddling because there was a solid movie in there, kind of like the old Fan 4 stick where there was at one point was a movie that we would have wanted to watch.
Yeah, I've heard that it's like the most standard movie. It is like movie project number 47. Like there's nothing to it. It's just it's a movie you would have expected in like 2004. Like here's your movie.
What blows
with a
my mind
character.
about Morbius is how did they get Jared Leto even on that project, especially coming off of Joker?
I don't know. Well, but he never really succeeded as Joker. Like he was made fun of relentlessly on the internet for it. Then
but I'm saying is like, how did he not go do some like Oscar bait piece? Like how did he decide
he
Morbius?
Does, but nobody sees them. Like he was in Blade Runner 2047 or whatever movie that was. He's in that for a hot second. He's in all kinds of random movies. Also, he's like a huge creep, and people don't like him.
Yeah, so he's got ever since the Joker debacle.
Well, and his sex cult island. Like I figure people are like, I don't want to see him, and I'm like, yeah, it's like Andy Dick's in a new project. Like I don't want to see Andy Dick. I don't care about him. He sucks. Like whenever they're like, oh, don't. I remember them announcing they were going to make a Tron 3. Like Tron Legacy was going to get a sequel finally, and they were like, but don't worry. It's going to star Jared Leto. And I'm like, oh, cool. Any enthusiasm is now drained out of it. Like you went from the most excited I could be to the least excited I could be because he's that toxic. And I don't mean like even socially, although he is. I mean like he just sucks. I don't think he's a very good actor. And every time I say that, people go out of the woodwork to go like, actually, he's a brilliant actor. And it's like, actually, that's subjective. And I can say he's a bad actor because I'm talking. And the thoughts I'm having that become words are mine, and you don't have anything to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, and Sony needs to knock it off. Like Sony needs to get the hint. Make Spider-Verse movies and knock it off.
I think they took the wrong lesson from Venom because Venom worked, and they're like, oh, we can make villain movies. Like, no, but Venom has spent 20 years in the comics getting away from that. Morbius doesn't exist in the comics.
Well, the reality is, Venom is as good a movie as Morbius, I'll bet, because it's like it is made by people who have written many movies. It is directed by people who have directed many movies. It is starring people who have been in movies. So like even just by accident, they'll make a thing that has a beginning, middle, and end and stars a character. The difference is it would take relentless work to make Venom not interesting on screen, which they tried to do because Venom 1 is not very good.
I liked it still.
Yeah,
but
you know why you liked it? Because you got to see Venom on screen. Yeah. Everything that isn't Venom and Tom Hardy, who is just like a good idea. Like Tom Hardy was just a good idea.
It's like the original X-Men movie. The reason we loved it is because X-Men were on the screen.
Yeah.
You ever go back and try to watch that now?
No, I've not seen it in a long time.
Exactly.
But I will say it is the first time we see X-Men, and Hugh Jackman is great, and I think James. There's really good casting.
Absolutely, Marvel and DC.
Right?
That's what we should do. Go through that debacle.
But there's some good casting in that movie, and we're seeing like Wolverine on the screen for the first time. But yeah, there's nothing. I mean, it's the most standard milquetoast plot you could possibly think of. Nothing really lives up to the hype in that movie from like the Auschwitz scene. You know, you're like, whoa, and then it's leather spandex and Statue of Liberty. It's like, nah. So, but yeah, it's hard to make Venom not interesting to look on screen. That's why Venom would work. That's why a Silver Sable movie made by Sony will suck. That's why a Madam Web movie made by Sony will suck. That's why a Black Cat movie made by Sony will suck. That's why a Kraven the Hunter
Black Cat movie could work if you get the right outfit, the right actress, and you do a good story. But it could work. But they're going to Sony it up is the problem.
That's right. Yeah, even if they accidentally like cast someone really awesome to play Black Cat, and she had any story that had nothing to do with Spider-Man that people would want to watch, Sony would go,
how do you
also, this is an interconnected universe. Also, like add all this other stuff in there. Like, what? Yeah,
problem is
metal.
Even Marvel can't make Black Cat or Morbius. Like they've had these limited runs that bomb horribly.
That Black Cat book, I don't know how it sold, but I know it was well received. And
but that doesn't mean it sold well. Squirrel Girl is sold well.
Squirrel Girl did sell well, but Squirrel Girl sold well in the aftermarket.
Yeah,
the aftermarket. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't care about a Kraven movie. I hear the record. I meant to see Morbius, and then it came down to the review period, and I just threw that one down the hill on the team. Like,
just who else wants to?
I'm going to pull the I'm the boss card. Who else is someone go watch this vampire movie?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I no. Kraven is not interesting enough to have his own movie. Kraven is never interesting enough to have his own comic book. Morbius had an ongoing series. Kraven has never had a book, ever.
Yeah, because he's only got like 2 solid stories that people care about.
Yeah, the one where he dies and the one where he comes back. That's all the stories of Kraven the Hunter, you could tell.
Everything else is just dumb because he gets thrown in as like, oh, let's put Kraven in. He's imposing.
Right, or like he shows up and they're like, dude, Kraven. And it's like, oh no!
Oh, yeah, don't even get me started. Our chat is bringing up El Muerto.
Oh yes, don't forget El Muerto. And I don't know. I genuinely feel like El Muerto is a joke. Like I don't think that Sony really. Although they did say they cast him right. Like they're connected with like an actor. No, that's just a straight up horrible idea.
Yeah. All right, next up, speaking of horrible ideas and people that we don't even want to deal with, like Jared Leto, Ezra Miller.
Ah, yes, Ezra Miller.
I'm not even going to try to mess with the pronoun situation right now, so I'm just going to refer to Ezra Miller as Ezra Miller, and we're going to deal with that. For those who are curious, Ezra Miller's pronouns are they, them. They consider themselves non-binary, but when we start talking about these topics, the words get jumbled and the pronouns get messed up. So I'm just going to refer to Ezra Miller as Ezra Miller. So if my speech pattern sounds a bit awkward, that's easier for me to say than trying to remember the proper pronouns. That way I can be respectful, but I don't have to try and fix my brain mid-conversation. So
fair.
But anyway, reports are confirming that Ezra Miller will be completely nixed from the role of Flash in any future Flash projects. It is still awkward in regards to the upcoming Flash movie starring the actor and everything else regarding that. New WB CEO David Zaslav, I don't know why I couldn't say it, was inheriting the problem that has arisen recently regarding the actor's behaviors and is mostly playing things cautiously, but has the hopes that the scandal will remain at a low level for the movie to be released and hope for the best. This will most likely not be the last time that we hear about this, as it seems like every week something new regarding the situation. We all know for the future, the Flash does not involve the actor Ezra Miller any longer. Yeah, so that is the rumor right now, that Ezra Miller has been removed from the Flash project. And of all the projects, as we said before, for Ezra Miller to be removed from, they could just replace him in the last scene.
They should just recast them.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't correcting you.
No, I said it wrong, though, and I am trying to be respectful. I am trying.
Yes. They are trying. Warner Brothers is trying to recast Ezra Miller, which is a really good idea because they are an incredibly toxic person and detrimental to the brand. Recast and shoot a scene when Ezra Miller returns from whatever Flashpoint adventure they were on. Replace the actor with the new Flash, and end the movie that way. Just here's your new Flash.
Have you actually followed the Ezra Miller situation, like what Ezra Miller's doing?
I'm aware tangentially, more only by what is told to me when I am not seeking it. Like I don't care.
They
about
are
Ezra Miller.
taunting the cops and are currently missing.
I'm not joking, because I heard that they went missing and that they were posting on Instagram or something.
Yeah, if you read it, it's like a cryptic Zodiac killer style messages. You'll never find me. I'm in another dimension, kind of thing. Like
it's so.
They're obviously mentally having some issues at this point.
Yeah, no, they clearly
this
need
is
help.
beyond the diva crisis that we thought it was at the beginning.
Yeah, no, this person desperately needs help. But as far as a studio is concerned, they don't need to care or need to be worried about that. Like Ezra Miller's family, agent, friends need to worry about that. Warner Brothers needs to worry about making a Flash movie that they already shot.
Yeah,
and figure out what they're gonna do about that. And I don't know what they're gonna do about that.
What I don't understand. Okay, at some point, someone on Ezra Miller's team has to have deemed Ezra Miller is mentally incapable right now, or mentally doing wrong. Why has there not been steps to fix this? Place them in rehab or place them under psychiatric care.
I think because they disappeared, right? Because didn't they get hit by a cease and desist or a restraining order? Or, there was a number of allegations about grooming and so forth. I don't know what I don't know at what point Ezra Miller had emerged and had access to their inner circle before disappearing. I can imagine it's a very stressful time for being his agent, friends, family, and hangers-on because they're not making it easy on them, and they're not even being physically available to come up with a solution.
Yeah,
it's
at the time of filming this, because this will go live on Absolutely Marvel and DC on Saturday, and Dan should be releasing every Tuesday on Absolute Comics, the old episodes. This is my hint if he has not done it yet. I see him moving over to his screen in the background. But on June 20th, the latest update. I figured I'd get the latest update as of now because it seems like every 5 hours we have a new Ezra Miller update.
That's true. Ezra Miller Watch.
Ezra Miller Watch. We're on. That's our new TikTok channel, Ezra Miller Watch. A Massachusetts mother has issued a protective order last week on behalf of their 12-year-old child against actor Ezra Miller. I do find it funny that my attempt to correct this pronoun situation by just stating Ezra Miller's name is apparently what every website does.
Yep.
They don't use the pronouns. They just state Ezra Miller.
Yeah. It's probably the safer bet.
Well, I don't know. It's a weird world we live in where everyone wants to be inclusive, but then major publications are like, or I just won't use any pronouns. Problem solved.
Okay, I'm just going to drop grammar then. That's the end of that.
Exactly. This is the second protective order to temporary harassment prevention. So what exactly does this do? Just they're not allowed to go to the kid?
They're not allowed to go anywhere near them. Yeah, or contact them. I assume that most preventive orders or restraining orders and so forth, they also include social media now because back in the day, there was no social media. So yeah, I have no idea, but I'm assuming that there's some kind of limit.
I can't see if they found Ezra Miller though. Ezra Miller turned off their Instagram. That's been turned off now.
I think if they were found, there would be a photo.
So, yeah, no, I got no up-to-date things that says anything about them actually finding Ezra Miller.
Yeah. So here's my question to you, Benny. With regards to Flash, the movie, which Do we have a release date for that movie?
No, it keeps getting pushed back. It was the end of 2023.
Should they?
And I'll bet you Warner Brothers is now kicking themselves for holding it as long as they have.
Like, if this had come out 2 years ago, we wouldn't be in this mess. Should they just close their eyes and hope for the best and release it on HBO Max and maybe add an extra scene where they recast him at the end of the movie, or does Warner Brothers pull a Back to the Future? Because I don't know if you've ever seen like the behind the scenes for Back to the Future, but Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly for most of the production, and then like they got the dailies back, and they're like, "This guy sucks," and they replaced him with Michael J. Fox.
I remember hearing that. Yeah,
they reshot all the scenes with him in them. So what if they were to find an actor? I submit Grant Gustin because I think everybody likes him, and it doesn't matter, and then they can end that horrible show. But then they cast Grant Gustin or somebody else. They put him in the role, and they just shoot around it. Just shoot every other scene that Ezra Miller is in or was in.
Like they did Back to the Future. You would never know unless they told you about that at Back to the Future.
Exactly. You'd never know. And in fact, like there are shots with Eric Stoltz in them just for coverage. So like you can keep certain shots. The problem is it'll cost like probably a lot of money to reshoot some scenes. But with the glory of CG, like maybe they could rotoscope them out. Like who knows? So which one do you think is the best option? Because it's like the Flash movie is also meant to be a reboot, kind of, for the DC cinematic universe,
which I also 100% disagree with.
Yeah,
because we're in that boat where they're like, we're finally getting it right. Let's reboot. Like what?
yeah. So what do you think? What do you think they should do? What's better? Just leave them in the movie and put out the movie, or no, spend $50 million and fix it and just remove them from the movie entirely.
Yeah. I actually think at this point, remove the Flash of the movie entirely. Remove Ezra Miller. Yeah. I think recast.
That's a good idea.
Because honestly, at this point, Ezra Miller's not staying around. We already know that.
Yeah, they're gone.
So if you want to have an interconnected universe, then just recast the role.
Yeah.
Or just throw this out and make another Flash movie afterwards. But the problem is, I say recast because Ezra Miller's become a problem. And if you're stating you're not going to use him again or them again, that's fine. Yep. But you're using Flashpoint, and it's like the one substantial Flash storyline. So,
yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough. The other problem is, like, does this mean we need to? Well, I wonder if there is like insurance.
Because a lot of the Ezra Miller scenes are with Ezra Miller.
Right. Ezra Miller plays two Flashes in this movie. So, but if one of them's evil, do you leave Ezra Miller as the evil one?
Oh, wow, that went dark so quick.
Right? Like, do you just go, oh no,
you're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
Right? Like, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I've heard people suggest like throw out the movie, and I'm like, they released Ninja Turtles 3. They released, lots of really bad movies that they should never have released. This movie cost probably $200 million. Like, is there an insurance policy on that? Like,
Flash budget.
Like, I guess Warner Brothers could theoretically sue Ezra Miller for the cost of the film.
$200 million. Well, you got that close.
That's usually how much we've hit the ceiling on superhero movies. Like, all superhero movies are about $200 million now. So it's like, which is why, by the way, they're greedy. Where it's like, oh, that movie didn't make $1 billion. Well, then I guess it's a wash. Like, you spent $200 million. If you made $700 million, you're still in the black.
Well, it's like with Batman. Oh, Batman and Superman had a lot of other issues on top of it that apparently encompassed most of the actual.
Like the Batman, I think that cost like $200 million, and it made $775 million, something like that. It's like, that's great. That's a good number. Mm-hmm. Like, if I spend $12 million to make a movie and I make $60 million, I made a good, successful movie.
Right.
Like that, I think that's we don't need we need to return to the like mid-budget film, but that's another topic. So anyway, let just throw them out and start again.
I hate to say it, but I think we're actually at that point. I do think we're at that point.
Yeah, just
because a lot of this before was like, wow, what a shitty actor. Wow, they're a diva. Wow, maybe they got a mental problem. Wow, they're fleeing from the police and they're kidnapping kids. I think we need to scrap.
They can't even promote the movie. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? How do
Ezra
you do
Miller
it?
plays 2 roles in this movie. What are you going to promote? We got Batman for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're gonna make Michael Keaton just go around and be like, I'm in a movie for like 10 minutes, and this person who's the star sucks. I don't know what to do about that.
You know what I feel bad for? The actress playing
Everyone.
Supergirl.
Oh
No,
yeah.
but the actress playing Supergirl. It's like
I know.
this is like her big break finally.
Yep.
And Ezra Miller won't calm their shit down. Like,
Nope.
this is her big break. Like, she made a big deal. She got the role. This is gonna be great. She looks good in the costume. Like, the whole thing would have been a great break for her.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
All right. And that is pretty much it. Netflix has announced the Castlevania animated series returning to Netflix with the new project Castlevania Nocturne, which will follow the character Richter Belmont. This is funny because they canceled the show because was it Garth Ennis or Warren Ellis?
No, it was Warren Ellis.
Warren Ellis turned out to be a creep as well, and they were like, "All right, fine, no more Castlevania."
Yep.
So I wonder who they're bringing in to write it because it's not going to be him.
No, I think that they had other people working on the Castlevania show.
Kevin Cold.
There you go. This is funny to me. It's funny you went the creator is toxic route. I'm thinking, like, didn't Netflix just decimate their animation department?
Oh, they did, and their stocks tanked, and they lost a bunch of subs, and now suddenly we're getting announcements of all these projects that people have been asking for.
Right.
Which to me says, oh shit, what were we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, like, especially in this case, it's like, oh yeah, no, throw a chunk of money over the studio. They make the show, we put it out. Like, that's not infrastructure work. That's just make content work, which we need to make anyway. So whatever. Good idea on Netflix's part because it's like it was a fan favorite show. People like that show.
Yeah, it was amazing. I actually liked it. Season 3 sucked, but yeah, otherwise it was pretty good. Authentic Apathy. It didn't technically end. The show was announced as canceled. It was supposed to technically keep going, but they were given enough time to conclude it. So we got a conclusion, which is why it just feels like, oh, this is how it's supposed to. It was supposed to keep going. It was going to tell more stories in that world, but they were given enough notice to end it properly. So,
yeah.
And the only other thing is that the story of Ronin from Star Wars Visions animated series, the Black and White Samurai, the Red Lightsaber, will be continuing an upcoming comic book series called Star Wars Visions. It will be written by the same person who handled the episode. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Like, I really enjoyed Star Wars Visions. It's one of the few like Star Wars things that I enjoyed since the Disney acquisition. Yeah. Visions and Mandalorian are pretty much it. And this is like
Boba Fett and the racers with the bright skin and the
not so much. No, I was not a big fan of the Boba
like right
Fett
up
show.
your alley.
Right? I know. There was a lot there to like. But yeah, this is like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, just make more comic books based on things people want to see. I'm shocked there isn't. I know there used to be some Star Wars mangas that you could get. Like, I've seen like manga reimaginings of the original trilogy, and this is kind of the thing. Like, Ronin should just be a series that could be like 100 volumes. I'm shocked that they didn't do it.
Right.
Earlier.
I'm actually wondering what about more of these mangas now, because I just saw a scene where apparently All Might from My Hero Academia teams up with Deadpool and Deadpool Samurai.
I saw the thing about All Might. I saw All Might made an appearance in a Deadpool comic. I don't know if that was like a parody or if they actually did.
I don't either, and I want to read it and find out. And I don't know if we can cover it because it's technically manga. I don't know who owns it at this point.
See, in that case, yeah, no, that's a way to skirt around it. Like, what Western publishers put out manga? We can do that. Yeah.
So apparently this is a day ago, and the chat told me, so I Googled it real quick. Okay. And don't worry, Dan. This actually took more than one Google to even find. They're working on a Hollywood satire show starring Wonder Man for Disney Plus.
Yes. Disney Plus is creating a Wonder Man show,
but as satire.
Yeah, that's fine. If it's about like a
Who's
superhero.
Wonder Man? I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know who Wonder Man is.
Okay, Wonder Man is Simon Williams. He is brother to the Grim Reaper. He was an Avenger. Well, he was an enemy of the Avenger, engineered by Baron Zemo and company. He died and has come back. His brainwaves are the ideas behind, I think, Vision. I think that's who Vision copied the brainwaves of to get the synthezoid brain going for him. He was an actor, and there was a great series in the 90s called Wonder Man, which was that. It was the basis for that, basically, where it's like because Simon Williams, he's a boring character. I'm sorry, and
that's why I've known of him. Like, I'm not oblivious to this character in general.
Yeah. But yeah, he was in like he was in a very early adventure with the Avengers, like one of the first like arcs of the Avengers. Like they fought Wonder Man, and then he died, and then like he came back later and became Pure Energy, and there have been different iterations of Wonder Man over the years. But my favorite is the one from the '90s. Really fun art. He's an actor. He's a working actor. He's not in the Avengers anymore, and he's just trying to. He's like a stunt actor. It's a pretty cool idea. It's like this is, in a world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe where it's like Captain America and Iron Man and the Hulk and Moon Knight's cropping up. There's all these superheroes all over the place. It would stand to reason that one superpowered being would be like, I'm gonna get into Hollywood. I can do my own stunts. I'm attractive, and I can be about me having powers, and we don't even need a special effects part.
That's kind of the Booster Gold concept, though.
Yes. It is like Booster Gold, but contemporary, and he's not from the future, and he's it's like Booster Gold.
Okay,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah, Booster Gold and Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat lore.
Johnny Cage. That's exactly what he is. He's Johnny effing Cage.
Look, I have shadow kicks and stuff. Why don't I go become an action movie star?
Right. That's right. Yeah. No, it's such a good idea. And I like the idea of Wonder Man being introduced. I know that James Gunn thought about using him. I think that in a deleted scene for Guardians 2, there's like posters for Wonder Man movie, for Simon Williams movies that he was in. And the idea was that Simon Williams played like Tony Stark and stuff like that. And
right.
Yeah, but like, and oh God, I think there's like an old, like sword and sorcery type character that he played. But Nathan Fillion stood in the posters for Simon Williams, which I'm afraid Nathan Fillion is just too old to play Simon Williams now. So
yeah, he's getting to that age. I do want to follow up. I've been looking for it this whole time while we were talking. Yes, it is in fact All Might, and afterwards live I will show the panel.
Okay. Wow, they just put him in there. That's interesting.
Yeah, it must be the same company. I think Viz owns this or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us for today's Absolute Comics. A little bit shorter in the news today, or Dan's lazy. I can't decide. But
there wasn't much going on.
It's been a light week. But thank you guys so much. We'll be here next week with the same show, same time, same Batwatch time. No, but we'll be here again. Talking about more stuff involving this. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time right here at Absolute Comics.